Hey, it's Jody Taylor of SnackySays.com. Welcome back to my podcast. Today we will be chatting about, I'll be chatting about, this is interactive, like this is a conversation. So we'll be chatting about maintenance, SOS, or SOS maintenance. I haven't decided on the title. We'll both be surprised when I post this, when I publish it. By the way, today my co-hosts are these bangles my mom got me. I love them. And so you may or may not hear them in the background. I guess I talk with my hands a lot because I feel like I'm wearing a bell. They're like always jangling. I love them. So, maintenance, weight maintenance. I have experience with losing weight. I understand the assignment. In case you don't know, I'll do a quick refresher, but not really my fitness journey, which has been years and years and years in the making. But let's talk about the last year. So, a little over a year ago, I had what I call my come to Jesus moment, or my sister calls my come to Jesus moment, or to Jesus moment. And I was like, I gotta change things. I gotta lose weight. And there's a lot to the story, but again, let's do the cliff notes. So I lost 30 pounds, and it took me just 1 week shy of 6 months. And so it has now been 6 months since I lost the 30 pounds. And so now I am in the world of maintenance, which I really have no experience with. I'm my experience is like situationally losing weight for a function, an event, a trip, and then gaining that weight back. It's always in the winter time. So this is very new for me. So I actually recorded a couple of episodes about me gaining 5 pounds. I don't think I ever published them, and I probably won't, because that 5 turned into 7, turned into 4, kind of going up and down. And right now, I think I am exactly 6 pounds over my goal weight of 6 months ago. And as of yesterday, it was my highest weight in 6 months. And then, your weight changes every day. So I lost a pound. So I'm down 1 more pound today. Anyway, this is the second coming. My come to Jesus moment part 2, where I'm just realizing that this is a period, and by period I mean maybe a year or more, of exploration and experimentation. Boys and girls, I got my lipstick on. I am ready to kiss these frogs, to sort this out and figure out what the best path is for me. So this isn't an episode where I'm going to be giving you tips. I'm kind of just sharing where I am in my maintenance journey. Can I say that with a straight face, since I kind of got 6 pounds to lose? So my goal weight is 6 pounds away from this weight. That doesn't sound like the right phrase, but let's keep going. But my average weight is actually 4 pounds less than this weight. And I'm comfortable kind of going by my weight. That may change in the future. If you're not comfortable with weight, or you just don't care, you don't want to get on the scale, there's plenty of ways to measure it. So you can go by your jeans or a certain outfit, bathing suit. You can take pictures, like, every week, every month. I don't have a lot of experience with taking photos. It's something that I keep saying, like, oh, I should do that because I like that. I think that's a good idea. What else can you do? There are measurements. I went through a phase where the scale did not budge. My measurements did. They went down over a course of, I would say, 6 months to a year. So, there's more than one way to skin a cat. No cats will be harmed reaching our fitness goals. So I said that I don't have tips. I'm just sharing my journey. So I'll talk about what I'm doing right now during this second coming. I have a workout plan, which is it's a little bit of a tweak compared to what I was doing before. And that changes month to month. I just tweaked what I was doing. Like, I'm working on my core. Your core strength is super important too, to avoid injuries, not just look good on the beach. And I feel like the most important thing I'm doing is kind of going back to basics, or my basics, which for me is tracking my progress and like taking note of it. So I have apps that I've used that I've talked about, fitness apps. I'll put a link to that episode in the show notes, like my Fitness Pal. I have my scale, Renfro scale, that's connected to my other apps. I have a Fitbit, but just kind of like keeping on top of it. Do I think it's sustainable? Yeah, for me it is. I kind of do it. I'm still doing it, but I wasn't paying attention. So now I'm paying attention, like serious attention. It's been 2 days. Bear with me. But I think the newest thing that I've adopted is watching or listening to how-to videos on maintenance and strength and fitness and nutrition, because there's nothing new under the sun, and there are plenty of folks who have experience in this arena. I read a stat that said something like, I'm trying to remember which book it was in, but if you Google it, you'll probably find it. It said something like, folks who lose weight and maintain it for over 5 years will keep their weight off. And I feel like I've mentioned this, have a higher chance of keeping their weight off. And I feel like I mentioned this in an earlier episode. But that's my big goal, like my long-term goal over the next 5 years. So I am trying to give myself some grace and have a sense of humor about it, because it took me years to figure out what works well for me, movement-wise, workout-wise. And I think it'll probably take a few years for me to figure out my nutrition. And that's, again, probably something I've said before. But I just have to remind myself to have fun. We don't want no hostages. Have fun with it. And so, I said this is called SOS Maintenance because I do need help. So if you've maintained your weight, or you've read a good book, or you have any resources, please don't be shy. You can email me at Jody@snackysays.com. That's JODDIE @snackysays.com. And as I gather my own resources, I'm sure I'll do a follow-up episode maybe in a few weeks or a few months, maybe in a year, where I'm like, all right, it's been a minute and this is what's worked for me. So just to recap, what I'm doing on this maintenance journey, at least at this point in my maintenance journey, is to have a sense of humor about it, try to be chill. And that's something that I am truly working on. Some days, moments are better than others. Like when I got on the scale and realized, like, oh man, I was like a little down about it, but it was also inevitable. You can't eat how I was eating with not enough movement. It's just math. So yeah, just like being breezy about it and realizing that it is a journey. So I posted another episode, a super short one, about like just saying eat the cake. And so if I want to have cake, which is kind of funny because I don't eat eggs, but if I want to have cake, or if I want to have cake that a loved one made, or that I just feel like eating cake, then I will do that. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. And if I gain some weight, like I said, I know how to lose weight. The trick is, for my next trick, I'm going to figure out this maintenance thing. And I'm going to educate myself and be really open, like listen to what I can listen to. Like I was listening to a podcast episode, kind of thinking like, oh, I'm not sure if I agree with this or if it's for me. But of course, there were a couple of things that I agreed with and I thought could work on my particular journey right now. So I'm just going to keep looking. Just like I did with moving my body until I find the sweet spot, Goldilocks. That's too cold. That's too hot. I'm looking for just right. Okay. Thank you for listening. This is Jody Taylor of snackysays.com. Again, you can always contact me at Jody@snackysays.com. That's JODDIE @snackysays.com. Thanks for listening and take care.